Hey cruisers, it's Tim and Kathy with Cruise Through Retirement, and we're here to talk about when is the best time to get a deal on a cruise ship.
Yeah, there are certain best times of the year to get the best sales, and we're going to talk to you about those times.
Are there other times when we can get good deals?
There are. We're going to talk about those too. And guess what? You can get really great rates all year round anytime, and we're going to tell you that secret at the end.
For a lot of you that know us, you've been following us, you know what's going on, but for you who don't, we are nomads. We sold everything, we travel full time, and believe it or not, in the last year, we've spent 200 days on cruise ships, 6 different lines, and we're on another one right now that's 53 days long. So trust me, we want the best deal around.
We have to have the best deal around. So I put together a spreadsheet and I tracked a whole bunch of cruises to see if I had gotten the best deal possible or if there was a better time of year to buy.
So wait, do you track all of the cruises we've taken that way?
All of the cruises that we took.
Wow.
Yeah.
So remember, 6 different lines she's done this with.
Yeah, it's a lot of lines. And I tracked some that we were just looking at also. Okay, so I'm not going to give you the spreadsheets because they're complicated. They're super long. They don't fit on the screen. But I have summarized it. And trust me, you're going to prefer this. It's way simpler.
We like to refer to it as the Reader's Digest version.
Yes, just the facts. The most important answers from the whole thing.
Welcome aboard. We are Kathy and Tim, and we retired in 2023 and sold everything. And now we travel the world by air, land, and sea.
Okay. So let's start with the best times of year.
Okay, what's the best time?
Some of you know this already. There are sales, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Travel Tuesday. Those are pretty much the same sale. It's all within a week. Yeah. They might change the name of it, but it's pretty close to the same thing.
And all of the cruise lines run sales at that time?
Yeah, pretty much they all run sales at that time. And that's a big sale time. People buy a lot of cruises then, and they buy cruises as gifts or to get away for the holidays. Now, those are some really good prices. I don't believe those are the best prices of the year. They haven't been for us, no.
Okay.
But, obviously, there's way more thousands of cruises than the ones we tracked, so your mileage may vary. But, no, those weren't the very best prices, but they were extremely close.
So when was the best prices?
The very best prices are during wave season. Now, there are a few sales towards the end of around Christmas time. Those ones were kind of insignificant. I would hold off. In around early mid-January or so, wave season starts and it goes through March. You never know exactly when it's going to be, but basically you're looking at January, February, March sales.
Okay.
And again, the sales names change off and on as you go through that. They're definitely not all called wave season, but that is wave season. And I have priced them through those 3 months, and I think that usually the best prices are in January. I book most of my cruises in late January.
Okay.
Surprisingly, now I didn't even really think about this until I noticed around the 4th of July there were a bunch of sales. So I looked at the sale prices, and that is also a fairly good time to buy a cruise. That really surprised me, but the prices were only off by a little bit. It wasn't as cheap as wave season, but it wasn't bad. That's not a bad time.
So the cruise lines took up on, hey, it's an American holiday, let's do some marketing.
Apparently. Now, there are some other times, as we said, that are good to buy cruises that are not dependent on holidays or cruise sale seasons.
Okay, what would those be?
Okay, that could be when a ship is first released. A brand new ship, they often have specials on the brand new ship.
So we just sailed on the Star Princess. It was on the inaugural...
The third sailing.
Yeah, the inaugural transatlantic.
Yes. And we got a great deal on that, but
perfect.
That was for the third reason, which we're going to tell you a little later. But there were excellent deals on the Star Princess. Another one is when they release a brand new itinerary, like maybe they're opening up Asia again, or This happened has happened a lot since COVID and since the Middle East
Yeah.
war, peace things. You know, a lot of areas kind of got closed off and then they reopened. Or they might go into a new market. When Carnival went into a brand new market with the brand new Luminosa in Australia, they were almost free. They were almost giving it away. There was so much onboard credit and cheap prices. It was a great time to buy a cruise.
Well, and I think that's something to mention too, is in the sale prices, some of that sale price may be the fact that they give you X number of dollars of onboard credit.
Right, and sometimes it's a cabin upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's perks like a drink package or something like that.
I
So
like a drink package.
that's true across all sale periods and across the other periods that I'm telling you right now. Another couple of dates to check is right after people have to have their final payment in. So
Okay.
it depends on the cruise line and the length of the cruise, but usually you're looking 1 to 2 months out from the cruise when people have to have their last payment. Right after that, some cabins open up. So
Magically.
you have hope. Even if you wanted a certain cabin category and you couldn't get into one, find out what that payoff date is and keep checking right after that, because they may open up and they may open up at a discount. It just depends on supply and demand.
Yeah, and I think part of that also depends on the fact of your risk level. If it's a cruise you really want to take, can you wait that long to book it?
Right, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more in just a minute, because it
Okay.
really figures into all of them.
Okay.
The other time is a couple weeks prior to the cruise. So any time before that last day that they have to report their roster, you know, as long as there are rooms being sold, you might be able to get a deal, because they're getting desperate, right? As time goes by, if they have empty rooms.
Well, and
However-
we met somebody on this cruise that literally bought it a few days before it sailed, and they
Yeah.
got it dirt cheap.
Dirt cheap, like all the way to Antarctica. Yeah, dirt cheap. Now, here's where we get into this risk reward thing, because last minute is so risky that
Mhm.
of all the ones that I tracked, there was only one room on one of the ships that was still available from like 1 week to sailing.
Okay.
Only one room on one ship of all the ones I tracked. So
So I'm going to throw something out here. I think the best way to approach that scenario is if you're in the Fort Lauderdale area and you're like, hey, let's take a week-long
Right.
cruise next week, you might get that great discount.
yeah, so if you're going to play the last minute game, you need to live in a cruise hub
Or be highly
very,
flexible.
very close to it, very flexible. Yeah, you definitely need to have the kind of job or life where you don't have a job, where you can
It's a good life.
you can just at the drop of the hat be gone for weeks, right? So, you know, for us that could work if we were just hanging out on land. But I will say, if you have a certain itinerary in mind, or a certain ship in mind, or a certain time that you need to cruise and you need to plan ahead, that's a bad strategy for you. The best strategy for you is probably to buy either as early as possible. Those tend to be the cheapest prices, or a wave season sale.
Okay.
Okay, preferably in January. So those are the two cheapest times to book.
Okay.
Now, another thing you need to consider is that as I watched these across time, and I was booking about a year and 3 months ahead of time. So I was not last minute at all. I was way ahead. And as time went by, not only did the prices not go down, most often they went up.
Okay.
And the rooms I wanted became less available. So I couldn't find comparable rooms, and that's part of the reason the price went up, because we usually sail inside cabins. The insides were gone, or there would pop up just a few here and there that would go up and down as people canceled, but they were usually bad rooms, or if there was a price that was even close, it was for a guarantee cabin.
Okay.
I don't really like guarantee cabins. That means you don't know what you're going to get until right before the cruise, or maybe even on the cruise when you board.
So let me just clarify. Guarantee cabin is when you book the cabin, you pay for the cabin, and you say, okay, cruise company, let me know what room I'm going to be in when it's convenient for you.
Yes. You book a inside cabin guarantee, you're probably going to get an inside cabin. But if they have more available of balconies and the inside sell out, you might get a balcony. We know some people that got a suite.
Yeah, they literally got a suite
off of like a $200 inside cabin.
Wow.
That never happens. Don't count on that.
No, but you know.
More likely you're going to get something right below the theater or right above the kitchen.
You're getting what's left.
What nobody else wanted to book.
Right.
You're getting that.
Right.
So you have to be careful on guarantee cabins. Once in a while, these wave season sales are only a good deal because what they've done is say, you get a guarantee cabin. That's why it's cheaper. Yeah. And in fact, we booked one of ours a year ahead. It was not only a guarantee cabin, but you had to pay up front the full price, which was the only time I've ever seen that. And we did it because we had a slot to fill.
And it was
we wanted to, we really wanted to sail that line. It turned out to be the worst cruise cabin we've ever had in our life.
Gosh.
But anyways, we're not going to tell you who it is because we don't want to bash anybody.
Exactly.
So in summary of the timing of how far ahead you book, I would book as far ahead as you know when you want to go.
Absolutely.
That way you're guaranteed to get what you wanted.
Because no one wants to miss the cruise that they really want. Exactly.
If you already know and the Black Friday sales come up and you see a price that's good for you, grab it. Because you never know what's ahead. And as the cruises book up, they raise their prices. Okay? Now, if you're in December, I'd wait till January to book it.
Yeah.
If you're not sure, January through March, you're going to get a pretty good deal. But don't wait too long, because by 1 month out, half of the cruises that we were looking at had sold out.
Wow.
By 2 weeks out, there were only 20% of those that still had any room left, and they were mostly more expensive.
Okay.
One of them was like almost the same. And by 1 week out, like I told you, one cabin on one cruise was left.
Right.
So your choice is getting more and more limited the closer you book.
Or maybe we just really pick popular cruises.
I don't think so.
Doesn't work that way.
Now we're going to let you in on kind of a secret. Not really a secret,
it's
but
not
a
a
lot
secret.
of people don't know about it.
No, they don't know how to do it.
Okay. So how many times have you been on a cruise and you think you got an amazing deal, and then you're sitting in the hot tub and people are going, oh, I'm cruising for free.
Oh, this was free for me. In fact, I invited a friend and it was so much fun.
Yeah. Okay. Free is a relative term. So what we're talking about is casino cruising. Casino rates. Not the easiest thing to break into.
No.
But you can break into it, and you don't have to gamble nearly what you think you do.
Absolutely. Nor do you have to keep gambling.
Right. So we're going to do a video later. Please subscribe. We're going to do a video on how to break into the casino cruise racket and get free cruises. But we're going to wait until we can show you a little bit more on more lines.
Absolutely.
But I will say, a lot of the cruises we've taken in the last year have been only the cost of port fees and taxes.
Correct.
And then in addition to that, each person in the cabin puts down a $200 deposit, but you get it back as refundable onboard credit.
Yes.
So you could just take the cash, or you could gamble it, because, you know, you're on a casino.
So here's a little secret. If you buy future cruise credits while you're on board and you apply those towards that $200 deposit,
you get even more onboard credit back,
making it even cheaper for you.
Yes. So what I would recommend is paying attention to, first of all, subscribe so that you find out how to get casino deals.
Subscribe.
And then once you are getting some casino deals, match those to other lines that you haven't sailed in 2 years or more. Not all lines have the same casino programs.
But it doesn't hurt to try.
We mostly do Princess, and it has changed a lot just in the last few months. And that's why we don't want to report on it quite yet. We're
Correct.
feeling it all out, but we will let you know. But if you do get casino rates, try matching them to other lines. It depends, like sister lines in the Carnival Cruise group won't match you. But, you know, it depends on the line, depends on the situation. They're all a little different. Like
And you
MSC,
just gotta ask.
MSC, you don't pay the fees and taxes, but you put down a little bit bigger deposit, but you get it all back in refund in credit. So
Right.
they all vary a little. We're going to put together something for you on that. So subscribe to see that later. We're also going to compare different cruise lines and tell you what one you might enjoy the most.
Absolutely.
So subscribe for that. But in the meantime, you guys, if you're watching this right away,
It is
it's
season.
just about to hit Black Friday sales. So
Yep.
start watching what you're interested in, and then keep watching it through wave season, because that might be your best time to book.
Definitely
But
track
it's not
those.
bad to book right now. If you see what you want and it's a good deal, grab it.
Speaking of booking, really quick, do you use a travel agent?
I do, but not because it saves me money. Some travel agencies have giveaways and things that save you money, and that can be a really good thing. A lot of people use Vacations to Go. It's very reputable, and you can do that. I use a certain agent that is literally always available to me, but I go in there knowing exactly what I want, exactly what cabin I want.
Do your
And
research.
You can do a mock booking. Just stop right before you pay. Just go through the whole thing so that you know exactly what your costs for that cabin are. Then go through the cruise travel agent that you prefer, whatever that is. Now, let me give you one more tip real quick while you're booking that cruise. I would not use the travel insurance that the cruise line offers you, because you should be aware that not only is it expensive and you can get it cheaper on the open market, but also it is only covering your cruise. It is not covering your flight to the cruise. It is not covering your hotel if you don't make it to that area and you've already booked your hotel for a week, but your flight gets canceled. All those things that are adjacent are not covered.
Right.
Only the cruise itself. You can get better insurance out on the open market, and I would highly recommend it.
My whole point with the travel agent, just so you know, they take care of all the headaches. That's why
Yes.
you want to use a travel agent.
That's why we use it. Things go wrong like COVID and the lines on the phone are like 3 hours long. You don't want to be the one sitting there.
No,
Let a professional do it. They know how to get through to the right people.
they send you an email that says, "Oh, your room has been changed."
Yeah.
Oh, da 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 da. You just call the travel agent and say, "Could you deal with this, please?"
They're your advocate.
Absolutely.
And they're worth every dime, but you're not paying them.
Cruise line
They
does,
make their
right?
money from the cruise line, and there's no discount to you if you don't use one. So
No.
that is a wise tip. Good job, babe.
So at this point, we just want to say thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Hey, if you have questions or comments, please leave them in the comment area.
Yeah,
it's
let
helpful
us
for
know.
us.
Let us know what your great deals are that you've gotten and when you got them.
Absolutely. And with that, I'd like to say, look forward to seeing you out on the seas. Please subscribe to both of our channels, and in the descriptions below, you will find links to our social media. And you know what? Leave us a comment. Tell us what you like, and let us know what you'd like to see